Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We have here my Thinkpad P16 Gen 2 that I just got, and as I did the review I explained that I will most likely try to upgrade the system myself because it was way too expensive to do it through the pricing on Lenovo when you order this laptop, and this is what this video is about. We're going to upgrade the SSDs and the RAM memory. And here we go. So this is the laptop. According to Lenovo, we have to be on the bottom side of this, of course, and we have to get to this cap here. As you can see, there's a Phillips screw, a small one that we're going to take out. And once we take this out, there will be a cap. Well, there should be some space underneath here, and this actually needs to be opened with like a plastic pry thing, but I don't have it here, and that's why you can just use your nails. It'll give you some resistance but not as bad. So this is the crazy cover that we just took out, very shiny. Anyway, so according to Lenovo, you got one part of the system is here, so there's supposed to be two places where there's a slot for SSDs and a slot for the RAM memory. So I will assume this is the slot for the secondary. As I can guess, that's the secondary upgrade on the RAM, and this would be probably the secondary SSD. I'm going to upgrade this system, and I'm going to remove this SSD at least, and then I'm gonna need to open. From what I understand, there should be a bolt underneath or somewhere here that actually unlocks the keyboard, and once we unlock the keyboard we need to pull it out so we can reach the actual primary place where they install the primary SSD and RAM memory on this P16 Gen 2. So this is the bolt holding this metal copper cover. I guess that's a heat shrink, or sorry, heat dissipating cover. I'll lift this very carefully, and what this is supposed to be, what is this? From what I can see, this is 512. Yeah, that's the, here we go, that's the secondary SSD. So I'm going to remove this because I'm not gonna use this. Obviously, if you guys are doing this, you need to remember this kind of foamy thing. This is your heat dissipating material, so most likely we would have to put it underneath the SSD. And I'm gonna remove this, and we're going to need to get to the bolt that unlocks the keyboard. From what I can see, there's no other bolt here, so I think this is the bolt that unlocks the keyboard, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this bolt only, and we're going to see if the keyboard will unlock. Let me grab a tool. There we go. This is better. Well, this bolt doesn't come out. That's interesting. Okay, we're just gonna leave it there. Looks like it is its maximum open length or extracted length. And now we're gonna turn this monster over so we can reach the keyboard. And I'm gonna pull this, and the way I saw the technicians at Lenovo, they just push this keyboard back. Okay, it looks like we need to move 2 more bolts out, and it's these 2 right here, same Phillips. Okay, this is maximum, and this is maximum. Okay, and we'll go back again, and now this keyboard is supposed to push. Here we go. And let me grab another tool, because this is, I don't like the way this is mounted. Okay, here we go. Now we got a pry tool, plastic one, and we need to pull this very carefully and turn it around, like where we will see a couple of wiring harnesses locks. So you pull these up to unlock the wiring harness, and we pull this out very easy. And what do we see here? So the next step, where the main components are in this section, or the primary SSD and RAM memory, is under this metal cover here. And we can see 1 Phillips and another Phillips here. So we're going to remove these. One, and second, and once we remove this, we need to lift this very carefully. And how does this work? Oh, there's another bolt here, so there's a third one here. There we go. We'll remove this one too. 3 bolts. Looks like it just needs to pull or slide to the left. Yeah, it looks like there is a slide, because if you guys pay attention to this, this is a slide right here, so it needs to go to the left. Same thing, a lock here, it needs to go to the left, and a slide here, it needs to go to the left, and a lock right here at this corner. So following these guys, these guides, we're going to slide this to the left so we can open it. Actually, here we go. Here's the advisor from Lenovo. This is the SSD advisor right here. Here we go. And of course, this is where they're supposed to meet, these 2 plates. And they probably have some kind of a sign for the memory, but I don't see it. Anyway, you get what I see, or you get what I'm showing you. So here we go. I'm going to push to the left and unlock and lift, and here, voila, or voila, sorry. This is the place where we have the 2 RAM slots, 2 RAM memory slots. Let me see which direction. That's the connection direction. So this would be the cover here. we go. That's the one RAM here, and I've got 64 gigs here as the main RAM memory here. So 2 times 32, 5600. And very interesting that this is not the stock, or what this came from Lenovo. It's not Samsung anymore. I am kind of disappointed, ladies and gentlemen. This is not, I'm not liking this at all. Lenovo, I have owned many of these ThinkPads, and they always had the top-notch parts, and they always used to have Samsung memory, RAM memory, and always used to have well, there was another version, I think, of maybe 2 more brands, but mainly on these expensive ThinkPads they used to install also Samsung SSDs. So this is, I'm not really liking this. Well, I guess that's the reason why I'm gonna upgrade this with different parts. 1 bolt, and we remove the main SSD. Gotta be careful because this is interesting, why this is getting glued to this. I'm just gonna pull it because I saw it on the video with the from the Lenovo technicians that this is just, this should stay on the bottom by itself. Okay, here we go. Where should I put it? Let me see if I can put it underneath the SSD. Okay, so this is where it was in the middle, and I'm gonna put it underneath the chips, the memory chips of this actual Samsung SSD. I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna install it right here because this is where the main chips are, so that's where the heat is going to be. So let me see, and this thing is very sticky. Okay, would I be fine? Possibly. Let me just move a little bit to the right. Go. Man, this is just very strange material. Okay, I'm going to assume that this should be fine. This thing was on the, yeah, let me actually move it here. Looks like the sticker on the bottom is actually copper on this SSD, so possibly that's why they made it in copper, so it actually it helps with distribution of heat. Okay, that's what I'm gonna start it. It should be okay now. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start this down here, and I'm gonna start this here, and we're going to connect it again. These are 4 terabyte chips, Samsung SSDs. So I got 2 of them. I want to start one here, and let me see. Trying to walk this. I don't want to over tight, so I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna leave it here. Okay, perfect. We're not touching the main RAM. I have additional RAM that I'll probably install underneath, but this is the job here. So we're going to close this. Again, we need to pay attention to the signs here. So I'm gonna drop it in, and we need to slide it into the right. Let me see how this is going to work. Something is in the way, and I think it's this. It's not this, it's probably this and this here for some reason. And it's also this thing here. Okay. Did it go? Well, no. It didn't go in because it went out from the slots. Okay. You're just gonna have to push this whole thing with your fingers because you got multiple. Oh, here we go. It came out from this place. So we gotta use our sticky fingers because you have to pay attention to 1, 2 locks, 3 locks, 4 locks, 5 locks, 6 locks. So all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locks have to be in place. So this is actually installed properly and it doesn't move. Check it with your fingers and see if it moves or not. Okay, we have to install 2 bolts, or actually 3, sorry. I have to install 1, 2, let's see. That's 1. Looks like they have thread lock on these. I'm not going to install thread lock, of course. That's kind of a crazy deal. You don't need thread lock on this part of the computer. It's not like there's anything vibrating. Yeah, there is thread lock right here. Yeah, there is thread lock. It's kind of weird because there isn't any moving parts beside the fans. I mean, besides the fans, but they are not supposed to give, you know, any vibrations to make bolts come out, if you know what I mean. So always check this. Kind of tight, but not too tight. Okay, this is perfect here. Happy with the results. Now we need to install keyboard back, and again, this is this will be these are very strange wiring harnesses. I've always been weird about them because you have to kind of push them with your finger. They have to lock in, otherwise they're not gonna work, and they have to go completely inside the actual locking mechanism. And sometimes, like in this case, they actually make these blue things right here, so you have to actually push it in. I know this is not. Drop this keyboard. See, this is kind of sideways. There we go. It's both. When you see it going in, you have to try to lock it. There we go. And this one, for some reason, it's resisting. Come on. Is this how it's supposed to be? That's weird because I've always, when I've done these before, they would go further inside. But it looks like maybe this is the way it goes because there's a line right here. You guys can see there's a line. The secondary line matches the actual locking mechanism, and there's a secondary line right here that matches that lock, the second lock too. I open this again and try to get it in. Yeah, this one looks fine. I'm gonna lock it, and this one looks fine, so they should be fine from what I can see from here. Yeah, from what I see here, they're right on the line, so we should be fine. If not, then we can open this again and see what's going on. But like I said, this looks fine to me. And now we're gonna close this again. The upper part inside dives under the bridge here, or the ridges. I have to push it all the way in. And why is this, something is keeping this too high? That is strange. What is this? There's nothing here. Okay. Okay, and now we have to slide it back down. So let me get my plastic helper here. Okay. I'm gonna pull it right where the bridges are, so that I don't end up destroying this keyboard. Okay, this should be fine. I'm gonna close the monitor, or yeah, on the screen. I'm gonna pull around, and we're going to tie the two bolts holding the keyboard. They should be right here. Okay, that was fast. Interesting. I'm gonna try with the next one, and that was fast too. Okay, I'm liking this now. Okay, okay, perfect. And we're going to install a second SSD here. Again, there we go. I'm gonna install this right at this dissipating metal thing. If you actually see on the bottom of this SSD, this is copper. See that tin copper line? I think that's what they made it for. Samsung made it this to be able to help with the heat. So this is kind of sticky. So anyway, here we go. Install this here. Now the deal with this is that we have this line here, so, or this kind of copper cover, so we're gonna install this too. It goes a little bit higher than where the SSD is. It has a locking thing. And let me see this. Well, I went too far to the left. It's very strange how this works. Oh, I think I know what it is. I'm making a mistake. I will take this out and I will install this here first. Because no, this will not go in. Well, anyway, This is how it's supposed to go. Okay. I'm gonna install SSD. And I'm gonna drop both of them down. Okay. This is an easier way to do that. And then I'm gonna install the screw. And no need to over tie it, just when you stop. And I'm gonna put this back because I think I may have made a mistake. I don't think this is for the keyboard, but it may be. I took it out because there is a sign here for the keyboard. Usually that's how they had the guides. Lenovo has these guides for as an advisory. Well, actually this is not the keyboard, it says SSD. Okay, well, sorry. You probably would not need this bolt to be taken out then. You just need these two left and right bolts to get to the keyboard. And here we have the two slots on top of each other. And we're going to install this memory 2x32. And how does this go? One, I'm trying to see. No, the other way. Oh, it is stacked up. Okay, so this is the top part, is the bottom. This has to go first, but it's oh, here we go. And when I install it, click. There you go. And I'm gonna install another one here on the second slot. So as you can see, you have the two locks right here on the first one, and we have the two locks right here on the top. And this goes only one way anyway, so you have to push it in and then push it down. So these two metal clips go over and click it. And I'm gonna drop this cover right here, and of course the last thing is dropping this final plastic cover. I'm gonna push it on the sides to click, and we're going to close the screw here. And this is the final upgrade on this computer. Now the deal is, you're gonna ask me, well, what happens with the Windows system? Well, you have two options. You can download the original Windows system for this specific computer directly from Lenovo in a digital file, and you have to download a program from Lenovo that will let you install the Windows system on a USB, and you can directly install it on this computer again, just like the way it came from the factory. And the issues that I ended up with after the upgrading of the SSDs and the RAM memory were two. I tried to mention one issue, but I had a little kind of strange surprise because the computer actually entered some weird mode to update, I guess, itself with the new memory, the new RAM memory. And this computer would go on like there were several buttons kind of blinking one after another, like the escape, F1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. But one was on and there were like 3 or 4 just blinking like one after another. And this continued for about 30 seconds to a minute. I didn't know what it was, so I had to I ended up researching online, and actually this is absolutely normal when you upgrade the RAM memory on these Thinkpads, and you have to wait until this, whatever this procedure is, until it finishes, and then the computer will restart. Now, as far as the Windows system, well, you have two options actually. I thought that I had the option of installing or trying my Windows 11 Pro that I have on a USB. It's a clean system. It did not work because for some reason I could not install the system. It just kept on stopping in the middle of the process. Then I tried to install Windows 10. It did install Windows 10, but it did not want to install the Wi-Fi driver. So at that point, I remembered that you can either call Lenovo to request a recovery media USB flash drive sent through the mail. It is free if your unit is under warranty. Or you can try to download the whole system or the Windows system through their recovery something tool. But I did try the recovery tool, and for some reason I've done this before on other laptops. In my case, it did not want to find when you tell the program to install the Windows system on the flash drive that I attached to the computer. It did not want to recognize it for some reason, and I tried with 2 different computers separated from this one. It did not want to do it. Then I remembered that well, I actually did call it over and I ordered a USB, but that's going to be here maybe in a week. And I said, okay, let me try another option, which was pretty much the last option. I installed the original SSD pack that has the Windows system that came with this computer, and I created a recovery flash drive, which actually installs a brand new Windows system if you lose yours. So that is how I installed the new Windows. Of course, I took the original SSD out again and I installed the upgraded one and the 4TB Samsung SSD, and then I used the flash drive that I created through the recovery option, and this is how I got to this point. So now everything's working. Of course, I'm going to do the updates and this and that in order to make sure that everything's working, but that is something that you guys are gonna end up doing if you're doing this procedure. So that's why I wanted to tell you what exactly you're supposed to do. And again, thank you. And that is the upgrade on this brand new Thinkpad P16 Gen 2 workstation. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully maybe if you guys want to do this, you can follow my advice and just enjoy this computer afterwards with some more power. Not that it didn't have enough, but anyway, please, I hope you like the videos, so don't forget to drop a thumb and a like in my videos, subscribe to them, because this is how I can run this channel, through your subscriptions. And again, please subscribe, please like. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.